I'm hoping that this museum becomes a destination location for people, but it's also something fun to do for all ages. They got nothing to do. Where should we go? Should we spend money on a movie, or should we come here and just let it loose and have a great time?
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Who's the only local bank with a mobile mortgage app? Farmers. Download the app to contact your lender, calculate payments, securely scan and upload documents, and check the status of your loan. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal, Farmers.
1, 2, 3.
So when I decided to open this museum, it was always in the back of my mind, maybe, somewhere, sometime, someplace. And I kept driving by this 422 and seeing the Santese's, IGA, that had been closed for years. And one day it just dawned on me, maybe this is the time to take a look at it and see if I can purchase the building, which I ended up doing. And that was just the beginning, because there was a lot of money involved in bringing it up to date and making it up to standards that we needed to do, whether it be a new roof or whatever it took. So we did all that, and it worked out well, because 422 is a major highway here in the area, and we felt we get good coverage having it here.
11 months ago, there wasn't a single game in here, and we have right now, we had 594 games on the floor here when we counted the other day. And they're going to be coming and going as games go down and games get fixed. We have 3 more coming on the floor tomorrow. We have a mix of games. For instance, the ones behind me, they're from the 60s and 70s. They're electromechanicals. That's kind of the heyday of pinball. We have about 175 video games in here. That era started in around the 80s, and that was a kind of actually killed pinball for a bit. But we have some new games too. We have some games from the 30s all the way up through some brand new ones that just came off of the line. A lot of them in here are mainly 60s, 70s, and 80s. That's the era that Rob grew up in. That's really when he started to collect. We have a game here that's called Wiffle. It's the very first coin-operated game, and that was in 1931. We have that here. It was made in Youngstown, just down the road. We have it up front. You can't play it, but there's actually pins in it. They look like little nails. That's where pinball got its name, and they didn't have flippers on them. So people would actually shake and nudge almost like marbles to land them into pockets, and it turned into a gambling game. So there's a little bit of history of pinball being outlawed in some states because it was considered to be gambling too.
There's pinball museums throughout the United States. Probably one of the larger ones is in Las Vegas. I don't know if they have the number we do, but they were one of the first guys to really take it to a high level. There's other museums throughout the U.S., so you'd be surprised how many there are. But I would say we're one of the larger ones, that's for sure.
We have a restaurant that we're opening here. It's more of that old-time Americana diner feel. We have some old candies, glass balls with crack tops. So that's really the atmosphere that we're going for. This is huge. This is a big, big project. I have an amazing team. We've been at this for over a year in here grinding, doing some 60-hour work weeks. So to actually get people through the door today, it's so cool to see people come in and enjoy this, all of the hard work that all of us have done.
It's one price to come into our museum here, arcade. And with that one price, you can play as long as you want. But that's as long as you want to play until you drop. I'm hoping that this museum becomes a destination location for people, but it's also something fun to do for all ages. They got nothing to do. Where should we go? Should we spend money on a movie, or should we come here and just let it loose and have a great time?
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Who's the only local bank with a mobile mortgage app? Farmers. Download the app to contact your lender, calculate payments, securely scan and upload documents, and check the status of your loan. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal, Farmers.